Trip to the grocery store isn't what it used to be, not by a long shot, because it's a lot more expensive, like double-digit more expensive. Jennifer Biggs, the food and dining editor at the Daily Memphian, has been investigating this, and she joins us now from her kitchen in East Memphis. Jennifer, thanks for joining us. I'll admit I don't do most of the grocery shopping in my home, but even just picking up a few things, you notice we are paying more. But something about seeing it in black and white in your story really brings it home. Let's talk about the different stores you looked at, starting with Superlo and the price increases you've seen when you compared receipts from as long as 3 years ago to receipts last month.
Well, Superlo went up 42%. Superlo still had everything that they had from 3 years ago, which was not always the case. But other than just substituting one salad kit for a different salad kit and one brand of inexpensive wine for another, we were able to duplicate the list completely. So I think that that's a valid number. You'll see as we move through the other two stores that we shop that there might have been some things that caused that percentage to go up artificially a little bit.
But even though it may not be exact apples to apples, you did the best you could. So let's look at Walmart and then Kroger. You take Walmart first. Or next, I should say.
Well, at Walmart, we had the issue of that there was pet food and pet food in the order, but people buy pet food at the grocery, so it's a legitimate expense, but it has increased so much more really than most food that we consume, with the odd exception of eggs and some other things. So that kind of maybe skewed the percentage a little bit there. And Kroger at 62%, there was one item that cost $9.99 when we shopped in 2022, but online was $19.99, but it was a manager special at the time when we purchased it before.
And then there were those numbers from the USDA that you found, which looked at the costs of people who shop for a family of four under a more thrifty plan to those who shop in a more liberal plan, and basically means how much food they buy, what have you. But the increases there are pretty significant too. We're looking at that graphic right now.
And sad to say, the biggest increase, as you can see from that chart, is that they're in the thrifty plan is where the price went up, the percentage went up the most. I think 49% is what it says, or maybe 48, 49%, but a lot. And people on a thrifty plan are already buying a little less food than people on a low-cost, moderate, or certainly the liberal plan, and they're buying less expensive food. So you've seen an increase there, and that is hurting people who have lower income, who are on a tighter budget. It's hurting them a lot. These are huge increases at the grocery. This, by the way, is the beginning of a series. We'll be looking at other ways to try to save money at the grocery and other ways to shop. But we wanted to start with our largest grocery stores. So that's how we kicked it off this week.
Well, a very informative piece. Before you go, though, let's not forget it's Black Restaurant Week. More than 24 restaurants taking part this year. And you profiled Evelyn and Olive, which brings a little Jamaican cuisine to the Memphis palate.
Yes, it does. And let me tell you, that food is so good. I always liked it. And then, I'm not around that area for lunch so much anymore. And I used to eat the lunch there a lot. It was so nice to go back and to have the vegetarian, this curry potatoes that I talk about. And it makes me want to go back and get it for dinner. The beef patties also. Get out this week. Memphis Black Restaurant Week goes through Saturday. You can find a list online at blackrestaurantweek.com or at dailymemphian.com. And then on Sunday, it's capped off by the Soulful Food Truck Festival at Tiger Lane.
Fantastic. Well, that's all we have time for today. But if you want to read Jennifer's in-depth report on grocery costs or the $10 deal at Evelyn and Olive, head over to thedailymemphian.com. That's thedailymemphian.com. All right, Jennifer Biggs, food and dining editor for the Daily Memphian. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.